Chapter 6 My Childhood by APJ Abdul Kalam from the textbook Beehive. This is an extract taken from his autobiography Wings of Fire, where he speaks about his childhood. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam was the 11th President of India and served as Chief Scientific Officer at ISRO from 1992 to 1999. He was a great writer, a great scientist, also known as Missile Man of India. APJ Abdul Kalam projects in space, defense, nuclear technology guided India into the 21st century. Famous books written by Dr. APJ Kalam are Ignited Minds, India 2020, Wings of Fire, which is his autobiography. In this chapter, Dr. APJ Kalam talks about his upbringing, his parents, and siblings. He also tells us about his friends and all those things that influenced his childhood. He shares his experiences of his childhood, his struggles, and his journey from a middle class man to the President of India. He also talks about his achievements. Dr. Kalam was born into a middle class Tamil family, and his place of birth is Rameshwaram, an island town in the state of Tamil Nadu. And today we know this state as Tamil Nadu, but when he was born, at that time the state was known as Madras state. His father's name was Janulabdin, who was neither rich nor highly educated, but he had some other qualities, like he was very wise and generous. His mother's name was Ashiamma, who was a religious-minded lady, very kind-hearted soul, and according to Kalam, his father had an ideal soulmate in the form of his mother, means his mother always supported his father in his work. He also recalls that his mother used to feed a lot of people every day. She fed a greater number of people from outside than the total number of the members in their family. Dr. Kalam had many siblings, and he describes himself that he had short height and common looks. He did not have any exceptional looks. On the contrary, his parents were very tall and handsome. They were very good looking. That means he did not inherit physical qualities from his parents. Rather, he inherited moral values like wisdom and generosity from his parents. He further tells that he lived with his family in a very old ancestral house which was built in the 19th century, and it was a pakka house, means that was made of bricks and limestone, and it was located on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. Kalam's father was a very simple man who wanted to live his life in a very simple way. He used to teach his children not to waste money on unnecessary things. APJ says that his father used to avoid any kind of inessential comfort and luxuries. Although he was not rich, but he provided them with all the necessary things like food, clothes, and medicines. APJ says that his parents fulfilled all his needs, whether it was their love, affection, or any other basic requirement. This shows that he has the quality of gratitude. Means APJ is thankful to his parents for whatever they did for him. Kalam further shares an incident from his childhood when he earned money for the first time. At that time, he was 8 years old. He says that when the Second World War started in 1939, he was 8 years old, and he observed that the demand for tamarind seeds in the market suddenly increased, and he was not able to understand why. What he used to do, he used to collect all those seeds, tamarind seeds, and would sell them to a provision shop located on Mosque Street. And by selling tamarind seeds, he would earn a mere sum of 1 anna. 1 anna equals to 6 paise. And he calls this amount or sum a princely sum. That means something very great and valuable. He is being iconic. And by selling tamarind seeds, he would earn sum of 1 anna, which equals 6 paise, a mere sum of 1 anna. But he says a princely sum, that means something very great and valuable, and here he is being ironic as the amount was very meager, but for a child at that time 1 anna meant a lot of money. In his childhood, Kalam's brother-in-law Jalaluddin used to tell him the stories of the ongoing World War II. Later, APJ used to read the newspaper Dinamani. Dinamani was the name of the newspaper, local newspaper, and he used to look for the news of the same stories. Means he was interested, he had a keen interest in finding out the information or the news about the World War. Kalam says that Rameshwaram was a small island town very far away from the land. So it was not affected by the World War in the beginning. But after some time, India had to join the war and combine with Allied forces. Then at that time, a state of emergency was declared in the country. And state of emergency is when the president's rule is implemented in the country, and it is like a curfew in the country. A lot of privileges which are given to the people are withdrawn. The first impact of World War II on the people of Rameshwaram was the cancellation of the train stoppage at the Rameshwaram station. Earlier, the train would stop at the station and then further go to Dhanushkodi, but now the halt or the stoppage was cancelled. So, the newspapers had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi, and this forced his cousin Samsuddin, who was a newspaper distributor in Rameshwaram, to look for a helping hand. Means he wanted someone to help him in his work so that one could catch the bundles from the moving train. So APJ helped his cousin Samsuddin by catching and distributing the newspaper bundles, and in return Samsuddin paid him a salary which was APJ's first earning. According to Kalam, this incident happened 50 years ago, and even now, means when he wrote this book, he could feel satisfied and proud of himself. He says that whenever someone earns his own money with his hard work, he feels it the same way as he did. APJ says that whenever a child is born, he has some qualities which he acquires from the elders in his family, and these qualities depend upon the social status of the family and the environment at home. So, according to him, from his father, he inherited honesty and self-discipline, whereas from his mother, he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness. Kalam further tells about his best friends during his childhood. Their names are Ramanath Shastri, Aravindan, and Shiva Prakashan. All of them belonged to very strict Hindu Brahmin families and were ardent followers of their religion. As APJ was from a Muslim family, he says that during his childhood, all the children were so close to each other that they never felt they belonged to different religions. Religion was not a barrier in their friendship. There is a very famous temple in Rameshwaram, the Rameshwaram temple, everybody knows about it. And APJ's best friend Ramanath Shastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshman Shastri, who was the high priest of this temple. When these three friends grew up, Ramanath Shastri took the priesthood of the temple, and Aravindan started a business of transporting the pilgrims to and fro from the Rameshwaram temple, and Shiva Prakashan became a catering contractor. Whenever the Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony used to take place, that is actually an event or a festival in Hindu culture, APJ's family, a Muslim family, also took part in it. They used to arrange the boats for it. They used to make a special platform on the boats on which the statue of Ram and Sita were placed and transported from the temple to the marriage site, which was in the middle of a pond named Ramatirth. This pond was near APJ's house. When he was growing up, he never thought that there was any difference between Hindus and Muslims, as they participated in the Hindu festivals, rituals wholeheartedly. It shows that there was a friendly relationship and good bonding between the Hindus and Muslims. Kalam says that they listened to stories from the Ramayana and the life of the Prophet from their mother and grandmother as bedtime stories. So they listened to the stories of both Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no differentiation on grounds of religion. Kalam recalls another incident from his childhood. He says that he belonged to a Muslim family and he used to wear a cap on his head, a white cap, which identified him as a Muslim. And his friend Ramanath Shastri was a Brahmin boy. He belonged to a Hindu Brahmin family, so he used to wear a sacred thread. You must have seen generally worn by Brahmin Hindu boys. When these children were in class 5, a new teacher came to their class and he recalls that particular incident. He says this new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy, and he told Kalam to go and sit on the last bench as he belonged to a lower rank of the society, means he was a Muslim boy. Both the children felt very bad. When Kalam changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramanath Shastri, his best friend, felt really very bad. And APJ still remembers the image of his friend Ramanath crying. It left a lifelong impression on Kalam. means on his friend's feelings for him, means they were so attached to each other. That day after school, both the boys went home and told their parents about this incident. And after that, what happened? Ramanath's father, means Lakshman Shastri, who was a high priest, he called that new teacher and scolded him. He told him very clearly not to kill the children's friendship by putting that venomous discrimination of caste and religion into their innocent minds. In fact, he told the teacher either to ask sorry for the wrong he had done or else leave the school and the town. Then the teacher asked sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshman Shastri's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. Kalam says the division of society into four groups, means Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. This division was strictly followed in Rameshwaram, and Kalam's science teacher Siva Subramania Iyer was a religious person, an orthodox Brahmin, but he was a rebellious type of person who did not believe in distinction on the basis of the caste system. He worked very hard to break these social barriers, and he wanted that the people of different castes should interact with each other. He encouraged Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as the highly educated people who lived in big cities. And this science teacher, Siva Subramania Iyer, was the one who always motivated Kalam to study hard and achieve heights of success. Kalam further tells us that his science teacher's wife belonged to a traditional and very orthodox Brahmin family, and she followed the religion very strictly. And to keep the kitchen pure, no one from an inferior religion or an outsider was allowed to enter her kitchen. And when Siva Subramania Iyer called Kalam for dinner at his home, his wife feared that a boy from a Muslim family would make her kitchen impure. So she refused to serve him food in her kitchen. But his science teacher Siva Subramania was neither upset nor angry. He himself served food to APJ Kalam and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ while he was having food with him. APJ says that he doesn't think that she felt there was any difference in the way he was having his food, or the way he was drinking water, or in the way he cleaned the floor after the meal. He wants to highlight that religion does not matter, as it does not alter the way in which a person eats food. When Kalam was about to leave Iyer's house, he invited him for dinner once again. When Siva Subramania Iyer observed that Kalam was hesitant, so he asked him not to be upset. He added that if he had decided to change the system to go against the norms of the society, he had to be strong and brave and confront the situation. So, when Kalam visited Iyer's house for dinner the next week, his wife made him sit in the kitchen and served him food with her own hands. So, that was the change which happened. Now, further, Kalam tells us that when the Second World War got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. Mahatma Gandhi, who is known as the father of the nation, was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. And he said that Indians would build their own India. So the entire country was filled with hope and enthusiasm and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. Kalam asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanathpuram for his higher studies, and this was the district headquarters for higher studies. And in reply, his father told him that he knew that Kalam needed to go away one day so that he could move ahead in his life. And he also gave an example of a seagull. Seagull is a bird which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. So he meant to say that this bird does not have a home of its own, and it keeps on flying from one place to another. In the same way, the children also need to be independent one day, and they have to leave their parents' house to make their own life. But when Kalam's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramanathpuram for his higher studies, she got upset. At that time, Kalam's father tried to calm her down and told her a few lines from a famous poem titled Your Children, written by Khalil Gibran, in which he said that your children are not your children, they are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children. Means don't think that you can impose your thoughts on your kids. They are a result of life's desire for itself. They have their own life, they have their own desires, their own thoughts. So Kalam's father asked Kalam's mother to give them freedom so that they can fulfill their dreams. I would like to end up this chapter with beautiful lines by Dr. Kalam. I am not handsome, but I can give my hand to someone who needs help, because beauty is required in heart, not in face.